So welcome to the first Mystical Women's Magic Festival. We hope that it will be the first of many. My heart is just so moved that you all have come to support this, to support the land, to support the sisterhood we created here, and to recreate it and let it begin anew.
Qween Hollins has all kinds of spiritual practices from around the world. She's been a ritualist, an energy worker, certified Kundalini yoga teacher, and light worker. I can't wait. Qween, take it away.
I'm honored. Thank you, Jaime, for holding this space. I know it hasn't been easy, but thank you. Let's give up some love for Jaime right now. We're going to keep the energy flow. We need way more Kayla's age here and more young folks so that it can sustain itself after we go into the spirit realm. We want to keep it alive and keep a safe space for folks to come. So we've called in our tree spirits, we've called in, which are the first ancestors, our stones, our water, earth, air, fire. We call ourselves in the room. Just say your own name 3 times. Call yourself in. Come after yourself like you love yourself. Qween! 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 Call it in. Let that be a homework every morning. Get out in the woods and just call yourself in. Call yourself in. Nobody's going to do that for you. And if they do, it won't be the same as you calling yourself in. Okay, and call in those ancestors that you want to be here, and maybe those that you may not want to be here, but they need to be here. Just call it in. Call those names in. Especially those that are hard to call in. Okay? We've been conditioned to just keep it nice. You know, to call in the ones I like. It's the ones that I don't like. It's where the work is. It's what the mothers are saying. That's where the work is. That's where the healing needs to happen. Okay, we also call in that space that we are creating for those that have yet to come. Those that are spiraling down the cosmic womb to come into incarnation and to land in a space that allows them to do what they came here to do. We call in those that have not been born yet, those that are spiraling through the wheel of reincarnation or ancestor returned. We call them in. We call in that sacred space so that they don't have to pick up the backpack that we talked about and carry it around. We call in a free zone. Free to express, free to be, free to love, free to like, just free. Free space. Free to talk about the elephants in the room. Free spaces. Free to express. So we call that space in, and that brings it full circle. We've spoken into the future, we've spoken into the now, we've spoken into the past, because they all exist, what? Simultaneously. Yes. Simultaneously. Planting the seeds. And so when I look out, I look at all of us as seeds, seedlings, to continue the vision, to keep the vision alive. And like Tree Woman said, it's about recognition. How are we going to recognize this new seed in a different way? Because when we've come year after year, and it seems like we talk about the same thing every year. We're dealing with racism, we're dealing with racism, and we're dealing with racism. 40 years later, we're still at the same place we were. Certain Amazons did not give their life so that we could be in the same place, yes?
Yes. Amen.
One of the traditions I practice is Ifa. And Ifa, when someone dies, we call it an ebo. That means they made a sacrifice so that things could be different. So we invite us The speaker invites us to do something different. Until we can get up and sit where it's uncomfortable. Yes, God's boy? To sit where it's uncomfortable, it don't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing. If you can't sit where it's uncomfortable. Y'all know what I'm talking about, don't you? Because we get in our little cliques here, don't we? We have our own little huts, our own little section that we block off. We do that, right? Well, you know what? Nature doesn't do that. Nature has no borders. There's not one tree that I can't go to and offer libation of my urine, yes? There's not one tree that says you are not allowed to come over here and offer libation. There's not one stone that would tell me I can't pass through this way. Oh yeah, I'm on fire, yes? There's not one drop of rain that says, I'll give you water, but you step back. It's an old paradigm. And I'm speaking on behalf of those mothers that knew this, that made that sacrifice. We get comfortable in our separation, yes? We get comfortable in it. And we talk about it time after time after time. Well, the ancestors said they want something new. Woo! All right. Yes. They want us to go beyond the what? Surface. Beyond the surface. Yes. Beyond the surface. Can we imagine 10,000 more women back on the land? Woo! But not in the same way. Yes. 10,000 women that are free. Yes. 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 10,000 women that are free. Yes. To walk over to someone that makes them uncomfortable, possibly even afraid, and say, I want to move through this for the planet's sake. Yes. Yes. For that little girl's sake in the back. So when she comes into this medicine, this sacred space, she's not walking into rhetoric. Yes. Now she's put the backpack on and she's got a care in it. No more. No more. So they're inviting, it's an invitation to recognize, it's got to start somewhere, to recognize, even in our consciousness, that separation can mend itself. Mm-hmm. That our goddess is bigger than separation. Mm-hmm. If I pray to Gaia, Bachu Mama, Onile, they all answer. They all answer. Yes? Yes? So it's the peace that keeps us separate that the mamas want us to talk about. But more so do about. And we've only got 4 more days to do it in. Right? After all, this is Magic Fest, right? Okay? Magic. What does magic mean?
What you can imagine.
Change. It demands change. It's not optional. So if you came here to Magic Fest and you think you're going to leave the same, you stepped on the land. It's been primed for what, the last 3 weeks? Primed. So now we get to come here and stir the pot up. Stir the pot up. Oh yes, I am that witch. Okay? And I can say it out loud here. So conjuring is not, with conjuring, there is no option to stay the same. Conjuring demands that there is a significant change, no matter how small. No matter how small. And it starts with us. It starts with us. So there's a little exercise that we have tonight. To walk over to someone that you do not know, someone that just might make you downright uncomfortable. And just stand across from them. This is only going to take a few minutes. If you can't get up and walk, raise your hand and someone will come to you. Because the conjuring is starting now. It's already started, but we're going to take it up a notch. Just look at that person. And you're you're conjuring with them right now. You're conjuring. How are we going to imagine something different that is going to shift this planet before we leave? We are in silence, beloved. We're in silence. We're talking with our eyes. We're talking from a soul place. We're connecting, and we are figuring out how to do this. We are not talking, beloved. This goes deeper than verbal conversation. It is a doing. It is a shifting that happens. There's a connection. There's a web that we have that does not allow separation to permeate. When we connect from that place of knowing and remembering, please just hold this space and trust that whatever you're feeling, the earth is recording it. And it's already shifting on the planet. We've got one more minute. Utilize this minute as though it were a gift. You're gifting each other. You're figuring out how to do this. No talking, beloved. We're going to take 1 minute, and the person that goes first will share with you how we're going to do this. What came up. Just 1 minute of a share, and then we're going to switch to the next person. And if tears came up, that's okay. That just means you're making space for more than you thought you had. It's a little scary. It's okay. You need to look at each other more often. What your intention is. And keep your eye contact.
Just trusting another human being to just really see what.
Okay, we're going to switch over to the next person. Now it's time for your partner to talk.
All different places, you know? And I like to see the world like that. See you again, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. I love music. I'm a singer, actually, as well.
Okay, I go, bees. Can we please be quiet? May I please have your attention in a loving way? It doesn't really mean just that. I cleaned it up a little bit. So just real quick, we're going to take a moment to call it out, because when you think it, you feel it, it comes out. That's the next step to what?
Manifestation.
Femifestation. Or manifestation. Okay, or womxn. So if we can hear it and everybody can take note of it, then they get to have it in their program. And so they get to take that goodie home with them. And they just might be washing dishes one day and say, there's the idea. It's right here. We can do this. Okay, so we create a network. So just quickly, what did you come up with? What did your group come up with? The reason I say group, because there may have just been two of you, but we know there's more than two, right? There's always more than two. Sharing? Okay, what else?
Intergenerational. It felt safe.
Safety.
Yes.
Okay, what else?
Freely.
Free. Freely. Oneness. No shields. No shields. Imagine that. Imagine that. No shields.
So glad there was no man here.
And we have allies, and until everybody gets it, none of us have it. Okay, we have to bring those folks along, those men folks along, because they're a piece of the puzzle. Maybe not, I don't want to go too deep into that, but I do want to, I have grandsons, and so I have to make sure that they are raised properly by a matriarchal Amazon. It's not taking any shit, so that they can do right. Okay? By Gaia, by Pachamama, by Onile. Okay? What else do we want?
Intention to learn and to be real all week long.
Intention to learn and to be real. That's a big one. That's a big one. Because even though we're here, you got to be in this body to be real, though. You know, if I ask you what percentage of you are here, like we're here, but this might be, I know this one is real right here. Yeah. So this arm might be taking up 30% of fear, this one shame, this one doubt, this one hate. So what I got left? What do I have left? Not much to work with. If this half is fear, I don't have a lot to work with. So we release that and let it go into the earth and requalify it into the sustenance that we can use. So we're on a mission this week to create a change. So just feel about it. You don't have to answer it, but what percentage of you are here? What percentage in your body? It could be 20. There's no judgment. When I first got here, I was 55. You know, I'm up to 70 now. You know? So you feel about, ask yourself that question. What percentage am I here? Because if I'm not here, then I can't show up to make the change. Right? So just being connected to the breath, connected to being able to look at someone as you pass by. Welcome to the land, rather than this.
Yeah.
You know, we know how to do that. We know how to do that. And it's sad because so much effort went into getting to the land. So when we get here, we want to make sure we connect with everybody. Everybody. And even though there are individual communities, that's okay. But go outside of those communities and see what happens. Take your magic. Get some pixie dust and just start shaking it all around wherever you go. Okay, as the bowl goes around, maybe a couple more back here that what you imagined, how we can shift this energy. What came up? Yes.
That we need to express the vision and the sense of what we've found here out in the larger world and be for something instead of against.
Oh.
It's easy to go against this stuff, but if we can envision and bring people to where we think we could be, it's so much better.
And see, that just turned me on. Those kind of things turn me on. See? Can we, see, it turned me on so much I forgot what you said. But the energy went somewhere else. Can we imagine to be for something rather than against it? Just a switch. To be for it. I'm not going to be against anything. I'm going to be for all the good stuff and all the good people. And even people that I don't like. I'm going to be for them in some way. For them to change. For them to open their hearts. For them to heal. For me to forgive them. Okay. One more lingering. Yes.
I was going to say holding space. I'm here to hold space.
What does that mean?
For me, it means just doing that, like trying to hold space for all the good stuff, all the energy. I'm here for whatever shows up, to be here with it, to hold space for it, to be a part of the change, to ground with it, to explore with it, to listen to it.
Takes a lot of wisdom to do that. Because then you have to take good and bad out of the equation. It just is. And I'm going to hold space until it comes into balance. Until it's not so extreme out here, so extreme until it comes into balance. So those space holders, stewards, gatekeepers are necessary to hold that vision and not get off track. Thank you. A couple more. Is the bowl complete? Is it still? Yes.
No, almost. I'm going to take it back around and back.
One that's really coming up for me is remembering that the disdain that we may hold for those who are different than us is a reflection of a disdain that we may have towards ourselves.
Did everybody hear that? The disdain that we hold for others, their differences, could possibly be the disdain that we are holding within ourselves.
Yes.
Towards ourselves. Thank you. Does that resonate with anybody? Yeah. That's a big one, because that means you have to take what? You got to take responsibility. You got to take responsibility. And You spot it, you got it. And that's what the old folks used to say. If you can see it, it's yours to work. If you can see it. Because some of us are affected in different ways, and some of us are not. But if it's something that just gnaws at you, then there's something for you there. There's something, a gift for you there, an opportunity. Yes, thank you. Okay, we're almost done until, yes.
The main thing for me is just hoping that this positive, loving energy that we have now expands out into our communities, into the country, and hopefully the world, but at least our country first, because we really need it, and I'm hoping that we can all here be a part of helping it to go in that direction.
Absolutely. And it starts with who?
Starts with me.
Right here.
And along with the word hope, it's a beautiful word. And we have the capacity to do what? Who said it? Say it again. We have the capacity to what?
Love.
That too.
Change.
Change and love.
What does the Amazon do? What is she doing?
Rise.
She's doing what? Starts with a C.
Conjure.
Conjuring, but there's one more. Okay, C-O-M. Okay, I'll get C-O-M-M. A-N. She is commanding that it be so. She is not asking for change. She is commanding that change shift on the planet now. She is not asking for permission. So her hope is exacerbated by commanding. We are in a time period on the planet. We're in the age of what? For the astrologers? Aquarius, which is the theme that means what?
Liberation.
Liberation from what?
From all domination.
From all domination and liberation from yourself. And it also means what else? What's the theme? K-N. I know! It didn't say, well, I don't know, that's what she said. That's what he said. I'm not really sure. Well, that doesn't work in this paradigm. That doesn't work in the 21st century. It doesn't work. The universe has moved on. So now we get to command it. If you had 3 people in the middle of the street and they stood there and they were commanding, would you stop and look? If they were standing like this, you might not so much. We've done that. But if they're commanding that the killing of children stop now,
Yes.
then my head's going to turn.
Yes.
It's going to turn.
Yes.
So there's a frequency that we're in that allows us to step into that knowing. And we have a responsibility to do it. It's not optional. It's not optional to sit silent and pretend like we don't know, because we know. We all walk with medicine in here. Okay, last one. The bowl is almost, okay. Last one.
Aquarius means global.
Everybody hear that? Aquarius means global. Global. That means I can't cut out this part of myself because it's global. Global means round. It doesn't mean round and then a dip over here and a dip over here. It means round. That there's a network. As we set those intentions, there's a grid line. There are ley lines underneath our feet that do what? They connect. So do you think they heard us in China just now? Do you think they felt this? Absolutely, because it's carrying the frequency. So once we tap into the allies that we have with inside, a couple more allies that we have, then we can really work this conjure medicine. We can work it. Okay. So our offering, we just take a moment and drop this, offer this somewhere on the earth, I mean like 1 minute, and then we're going to have an invitation for the 4 directions. The reason we did this first is because you've got to be in your body. We have done 4 directions, and on some level, and this is no put down for any tradition, it has become rhetorical. It has become a performance because we're not embodying it. I got to be in the body to really connect with the 4 directions. And then I make my offering before I call in the 4 directions. In some tradition, what you calling me for? What you calling me for? You know, what you gonna do? What you gonna do once you call me in? Are you gonna align with me? What is the charge? So we're moving past the mindset of just doing, just kind of going through the motions and making it personal. So when I call on those 4 directions, I have water, earth, air, and fire within me. It doesn't mean anything if I cannot internalize it. So we take a moment, we make our offering. Please come back within 1 minute's time, and then we're going to bring Shirley up to take us through the 4 directions in a good way. So we're going to close this part of our circle, and we have a few more folks that are going to come up. But if you can just take a few deep breaths with me and just see light just surrounding this land, light surrounding your tent, light surrounding you, light surrounding all the beings on this land, just pure light. A few deep breaths. Put your arms up. We send this energy out. We'll send it out so it'll travel around the globe and land in those spaces where women are suffering, where they've forgotten who they were, where they have been disempowered, and where there is unnecessary violence, where there is no freedom. We send this energy out and know that it lands in the dark night of the soul of some little girl who is waiting for someone to rescue her. This energy will permeate that. We trust that. So we take a deep breath in and you let out a sound that comes from your womb, comes from your soul, and just let it out into the universe. And with the energy of the full moon that gets to carry that medicine. Full moon's new beginnings, giving birth to yet another imagination of a space that's filled with peace, inclusivity, and to move past any sense of separation or that keeps us in a place where we are not part of a whole web. We send that energy out, and we know that reciprocity is already happening. So be it. Thank you. And this bowl will be left here over the week. And if you just feel it, please empty it before you leave. Take a couple handfuls and just kind of put it out there.